Welcome to the IHSA Officials Conference 2020. This PowerPoint is on baseball and was last presented at the IHSA Clinic last July 2019. The title of the presentation is Keep the Game Moving. I'm Brad Salley, the presenter. You can read my vitae below. This is a game check from Boylan Central Catholic High School for one varsity game a couple of years ago of $60, and the price went up to $70 in the spring of 2019. So the point is, you can stay out there for 2.5 hours, or maybe there are some things you can do to stay out there only 2 hours, and the pay is the same. So get to the game site early, up to 30 minutes prior if possible. Why? You can get settled and relaxed, and the school and your partner have no worries. Dress professionally in the prescribed uniform, making sure that everything is clean, pressed, and polished. And what does this do? This says to the people watching you and observing you, this says to them that you are a person who belongs, and it may prevent some confrontations later on, and that might even help speed up the game. Pre-game meeting out in the parking lot, go through the usual mechanic stuff, ask you two not to give timeouts, ask you two to help count the 5 and 8 pitches, to be ready and in position to start, to help with the word hustle, to help on a ball hitting the batter with neck chains, and to help with other illegal equipment. Go over some preventive officiating by talking about the balk, about the possibility of the first baseman playing between the base and the runner, creating a possible obstruction call. Talk about the pulled foot and the swipe tag at first base. Talk about any illegal equipment that might be observed. Help the pitcher be ready to pitch, whatever you have to do. Dust off the rubber, give him the ball, dry off a ball, whatever. Hustle and be in position to make the call. Sell the call when needed, and use good timing by not making a call too quickly. The meeting at the plate. Set the tone by going over the ground rules. Maybe have the home coach go over the ground rules. Ask the visiting coach if he agrees. And if he has any questions, go over sportsmanship, legal equipment, and now we have to add AED and or trainer. Courtesy runners, are you going to use courtesy runners, coaches? If you use courtesy runners, coaches, please have the kid ready with a helmet at the corner of the dugout when the guy he's going to run for is up to bat, so he's ready to go. And if the catcher makes the third out or is on base when the third out is made, have a warm-up catcher ready with the glove and a mask at the corner of the dugout, ready to run out and pick up your catcher who's got to come in and get dressed. What's the objective? Keep the game moving. And announce to the coach, Coach, you like to have your kids hustle, so I'm going to help back you up on the word hustle today. Remind them that the two coaches, first and third base coaches, the batter and the on-deck guy are the only guys out of the dugout, unless, of course, there's a warm-up pitcher down in the bullpen. Plate umpire, keep track of the 5 pitches and or 1 minute and stick to it. Don't let it go longer. Stick to it. Announce when there are 2 pitches left. Have the batter keep 1 foot in the box. Remind each dugout to get the balls on their side. Send an extra guy with a glove and a helmet down to the bullpen. So we don't have to do it. So we don't have to call timeout and do it because there's nobody down there. Don't allow the team to huddle prior to going out on defense. In other words, they just made the third out. They're ready to go out on defense. Don't let them huddle out in front of their dugout. Remind them that they have 1 minute or 5 pitches. Keep track of conferences, both offensive and defensive. Other considerations: let the foul ball go down the line to the corner. Keep the right fielder and left fielder where they are. Somebody from the dugout can run down and get it. That'll save time. Don't let the catcher go back to get a ball to the screen every time a ball goes back to the screen on either a pass ball, a wild pitch, or a foul ball. The on-deck hitter can go get that, and you can get a new ball out there. The next 2 bullet points might save you some time in reporting changes. If there's a change in the middle of an inning, in the middle of a batter, in the middle of anything, you might just yell the change out. And then between innings, when you got more time and you don't want to slow the game down, then you can go report it in person and have the coach write it down. You've already written it down, so you know what it is. Don't go talk to anybody between innings. Be 10 to 15 feet up the line between innings as a plate umpire. And be sure you call the first borderline pitch a strike. Hopefully that's the first pitch of the game. And then stick with that. This will tell the people this guy's calling strikes, because you're not out there for walks. And this next thing got cut off. But call a strike on a bunt attempt if the batter jumps way out of the way and the pitch is reasonable. If the pitch is reasonable, not 10 feet high or not in the dirt or not a wild pitch or something, if it's reasonable, call it a strike, because nobody can tell exactly where it is once the batter jumps out of the way. U2 can help on anything. And if U2 doesn't go out in the grass in right field between innings, he can do the following. Make sure the bases are okay and clean. Clean off the rubber if needed. Do a bit of groundwork anywhere. If the game ball is about 20 feet or 30 feet behind the pitcher's mound or somewhere else, go get it and give it to the pitcher as he comes running out or walking out, so he doesn't have to go get it. It'll save time. Help with the word hustle and any other illegal equipment. During a pitcher change, get the fielders and the base runners back to the positions before the pitcher gets to the 8th warm-up pitch, not after. That saves time. Close backstop, if the catcher happens to go get the ball, you can throw another one out and have the catcher give you that ball, which will save time and give you a chance to check that ball that came off of something. It ricocheted off of something. Don't wait until you're out of baseballs to ask for a new supply. When you get down to 1, start asking for a new supply. And don't be too quick again to give the runners or the fielders time. Okay, runners or fielders time. Example, ball goes into the gap in the alley. Batter gets a double or triple. Okay, he's on second or third base. The outfielder has thrown the ball to the cutoff shortstop, who's in short left field. And in short left field, the shortstop calls time. Don't give it to him. Can't call time to hold the runners. Tell the shortstop, ask the shortstop if he's got an injury, which he won't have, and then tell him, throw the ball back to the pitcher, then I'll give you time, and then he won't want it. You can't control the weather. Can't control a dark day. Can't control the lights on, and then all of a sudden the power goes off, part or all way. Can't control that. Can't control an injury, how long that takes. You can't control a Labrador Retriever dog that might come out and get a ball that rolls down the baseline. Can't control any kind of an animal that wants to stay on the field and you can't get it off. You can't control a thing like an epileptic seizure. You can't control extra inning games. And there's nothing you can do for a coach who would rather stay out there 2.5 hours than stay out there 2 hours. If he doesn't want to go along with your attempts to keep the game moving, you can't do anything about that. But those are ideas. Wrap up, bottom line, U1, plate umpire, thinks strikes. you too think outs, and you'll have a quicker game. Thank you for attending and watching this PowerPoint presentation.